Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Coffee and Scream podcast. It has been a very long time.
It's been so long, in fact, that I can't even remember how to do this. But yes, we are back for the holiday season, for Christmas time. We thought it would be fun to come on here and do a Christmas episode for you guys after our very long hiatus. And we thought it would be cool to do this as kind of like a Christmas gift for everybody, that we are finally bringing the podcast back.
That's right. So make sure you all strap in, grab some popcorn, or make sure you turn the radio up if you're in the car as we dive in to some of the darker sides of Christmas and holiday traditions. So let's get ready for this episode of the Coffee and Scream podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the first official Coffee and Scream podcast since we've been gone.
The first official.
The first one ever.
Yay!
We got some applause.
It's been so long, you guys. It's been so long.
I know, it has been, but we are ready to be back. It has been a little bit of a hiatus, but we are happy to bring this podcast back to you. We've had a lot of recommendations for us to come back here and bring the podcast back. And as you all can see, we're in the same liminal space that we've always been in. We are, nothing has changed, right? There's no change in the...
I don't see a single change that has happened since we were here last time.
No, it all seems about right. It seems about the same to me.
But we're back. So, as we said in the introduction, we're going to be discussing some of the darker sides of holiday traditions. We are going to be delving deep into some topics that are related to winter holidays and where some of these strange and unusual traditions that are normal to us, where they come from, and maybe even some holiday and Christmas monsters. So get ready. Are you guys ready?
I am absolutely so ready.
I'm more than ready. I'm excited to get back into this. We have a lot of fun stuff that we're going to be talking about and covering today. And after this episode, you guys, from here on out, we are going to start having guests and people on the podcast with us. But we figured we would just do it kind of a little more cozy with just the three of us on this first one back.
Yeah, I think we need to reintroduce ourselves as who we are as a trio with the Coffee and Scream podcast since it's been so long.
Well, my name is Dave, and this is Ryan, and that's Viva.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, should we delve into the mug of the day before we get into small talk?
We should.
Absolutely. It's been too long since we've done mug of the day.
I know. Who would like to go first? Because I don't.
So, mug of the day, I don't know if I have used this in the past, but to start out, it just says Coffee Queen. Very simple. It's a pretty hefty mug. This MF are big. But yeah, so it just says Coffee Queen. It's just black with white lettering. And next time, I promise it'll be more elaborate. But I wanted to go with something simple this time.
It also matches your outfit.
It kind of does.
It does.
You know.
Happy accident?
I really just I'm just that girl. I don't be meaning to do it on purpose, but when you got game like me, it just comes natural. You know what I'm saying? Honestly.
The clothes and the mugs match themselves.
I know. It was a happy accident. Thanks, Bob Ross.
For my mug of the day, I decided with the Christmas spirit, with the holiday spirit, I was going to go with a darker and creepier Christmas-style mug. So I don't know if you can see it with the glare, but I have Jack Skellington to celebrate this time of year as the weather gets colder and the chill in the air gets a bit more extreme. You got to celebrate some of the spookier parts of the Christmas holiday with Jack Skellington.
Honestly, that mug is so perfect for the topic too. So
it is.
It really is.
Christmas monsters.
That one might win. I'm not gonna lie.
Happy accident.
Exactly. There you go.
I definitely didn't grab it out of the cabinet for the reason that it matched the topic.
Oh my god. You see how he is?
Now, see, my mug is completely off theme. So this is from our, let me see here if you guys can even see this. This is from our travels in Australia. It's the 2025 ParanormalQuest Adelaide Haunted Horizons and SEG Side-Eye Guy Apology Tours mug. And That's all I've got to say about it. So that is my totally off-topic mug. And so you guys let us know down below. Who do you think has the best mug? Is it me, Ryan, or Viva? Leave a comment down below, and we'll see who wins.
And we apologize if any of these mugs have been used in the past, because we had about 5 or 6 episodes that we filmed that never made it to air, so it's tough for us to keep track of which ones have actually been released and which filmings that we didn't make it to air. So, our apologies if any of these look familiar to you, but those are our mugs of the day. Let us know who won. And Dave's mug brings us right into small talk, which we're going to have a full episode talking about our Australia adventures whenever we get to have Allison and Cag from Adelaide Haunted Horizons on as guests.
Absolutely.
But for those of you that don't know, Dave and I just made it back from Australia not long ago. So
We did. And I think maybe the last episode of Coffee and Scream, we had just come back from Australia the last time. Which
we didn't even have Coffee and Scream 3 years ago.
but it feels like that long ago.
I was going to say, I didn't think that was that long. I was like, wait a second, hold on.
For those watching at home, it probably does feel like that long ago. But yeah, it's we've been back now for what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it was a lot of fun. We'll get more into the details whenever we get into that podcast with Allison and Cag, but we got to see some cool Australia things. We've filmed and investigated for paranormal activity in some really creepy haunted Australian locations, and it was a blast.
You guys look like you had a fantastic time. I'm totally jealous. And if you haven't seen it, obviously, I don't know which side of YouTube this episode is going to air on, but you guys need to make sure that you are checking out Dave and Ryan's vlogs, because that one part where Allison just completely gets lost, even though she was like 5 or 10 minutes up the road from it, and it took y'all like double that, if not more, to get to your destination, is hilarious to me. So if you haven't seen that vlog, go check it out.
Yes, yeah, definitely. We have some good vlogs, and maybe when we have Allison on, we'll discuss a little bit more in depth her propensity to get lost and her mishaps, not only when we were in Australia, but when Allison and Cag were in America, because there's a really funny story when they were in America.
Oh my gosh, I have my own funny story with Allison and Cag when they were here in the States. So yeah, we'll definitely have to save that for...
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. So if you guys want Allison and Cag, Adelaide Haunted Horizons, to come on the podcast, leave us a comment down below. We'll have them on. And and if you want to check out right now, you can go and check out the vlogs that we've done. Ryan and I have made a vlog channel now. That's one thing that has changed since the last time we were here, and I'll link that down below.
Yeah. Yeah, and but we'll get into that here whenever Allison and Cag are on. For now, how is everyone getting on with their Christmas and holiday shopping?
That was not planned.
That was not planned.
That was not planned. Yeah.
I hate Christmas. That's no secret. I like Christmas like old Christmas traditions, like the lights and the trees and the decorations and the family time. What I can't stand how corporate it's become, and it makes me a Scrooge to go anywhere this time of year, to any store, and I just really, really hate it. Starting in like, I don't know, April, any store that you go in, there's Christmas everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have all of my shopping done, and I've got that over with.
I was gonna say I'm kind of the same sort of headspace as Dave, where Christmas has gone so corporate and so like capitalist driven that I more enjoy Christmas in its truest sense of like the whimsy, and like it's supposed to be about like the kids and stuff, and I have 2 boys myself, so they love Christmas, and I'm trying to love Christmas for the sake of them, but I think my disdain for Christmas is because I grew up pretty poor, and Christmas was just kind of like, you get a gift and everybody shares, you know? So yeah, I like the whimsy of it and the feel that you're supposed to get when it comes to Christmas. But as an adult with bills to pay, it's really for the birds.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, when Mariah starts defrosting in June, like it just gets old. What about you though, Ryan? Like,
I have shot for Miranda, and that is it so far. I have a lot more to go, and in the true spirit of my own Christmas traditions, I'm probably going to end up waiting to the last minute to buy anything because I am a chronic and terminal procrastinator. It'll kill me one day. And that is the spirit that I bring to every holiday shopping season, is that I procrastinate until like the day before Christmas Eve, and then I'm like, wow, I gotta buy all this stuff, and then I get really mad and stressed out because there's too many people in the store that all waited until the last minute like me, and then I start cussing people out when really we're all in the same boat, and we should all just get along. But the frustration and the stress and the anxiety gets to me, and then before you know it, I just come home and try and overnight stuff from Amazon.
Honestly,
Things here in time.
That is so true for so many people. It's like, Jeff Bezos really be having people's back it's at least during Christmas season when people need that overnight shipping. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so that's going to probably be a wonderful tradition that I will uphold this year. So we'll be ready for it, and I will. If you see any crash out posts on social media, you know why.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
But yeah, I do agree with you though that I think that there's a lot of corporate influence and commercial influence in creating a corporate holiday out of Christmas and making sure that people feel as pressured as possible to spend as much money as possible on gifts and things and decorations. And so if what it's really all about is, like Dave said, partaking in those early traditions, the things that make you happy, the decorating of the tree, the decorating of the house, the being with family and friends and the people that you love, and sharing in this nice, cold, wintry season. And if you're religious, then of course there's religious reasons to celebrate it, If you're Christians, the birth of Jesus, and if you're Jewish, it's the menorah and everything. There's a lot of different reasons to be happy and to celebrate, and we're happy that you're choosing to be happy and celebrate here with us.
Yeah, and if anybody watching at home doesn't have anyone or anybody to spend Christmas with, spend it with us here on this podcast.
That's right.
Go back and watch some of the old podcasts if you're already watching this before Christmas, and we'll keep you company.
They're very chaotic, so enjoy.
Especially go and watch the Vegetable Man one. That's always a classic.
The West Virginia Cryptids. West Virginia Cryptids episode is what it's called.
Still one of my favorite things that we've ever done was that episode. So
that one takes the cake for sure. Oh my gosh, Vegetable Man.
In the spirit of Christmas traditions, people may not realize that there are some darker Christmas characters, traditions, stories out there, holiday stories, and even monsters. And we're here today to talk about and discuss and possibly have some fun with some of those darker traditions, monsters, and stories. So Viva.
Yeah.
We'll start with you because you have a very deep connection to some of these. You've been involved in organizing and planning various events around the holiday season and things with some of these darker Christmas folklore and stories. So let's start with you and what you brought to the table.
I don't know if all of you listening know. I work with a business in Marietta, Ohio called Hidden Marietta. And back in 2019, when all of this sort of creepy Christmas stuff started for us, we decided to involve ourselves with the Christmas parade in town, which, it's a lot of church people. They have their floats, and they have like schools and different bands and stuff. They have their floats. You throw candy and little gifts out to people, and people are just lined up in the streets, it's parade. But we had a Krampus sleigh. So needless to say, we got mixed reviews. We had people that were like, hell yeah, Krampus, like there were specifically people that were like, oh my gosh, that's Krampus, it's a Christmas monster and everything. And like he had a scared kid on the sleigh, and he had like his sticks, and he had the Krampi, because Krampus has like little minions that also help like punish kids and stuff, and they were like walking on the side of the sleigh and like just being creepy. Needless to say, for about a month, the community talked about it, and we were dragged through the mud. And aside from like people showing up at our houses or at like our business with like pitchforks and torches, we were just like banned from being included into the Christmas parade.
People showed up at your house?
No, aside from like, it's like they would have if they knew where we lived.
Oh, okay.
But like they couldn't figure out who we were or like where we were located, so they just talked about us on Facebook. They talked about us all over like social media. In like all of the churches in the area, we were the main topic of conversation about having like a demon in the Christmas parade, and how dare we. And we were actually the float right behind like a Baptist church float as well. And the pastor for the church, she came over to us and was like, hey, just I'm a very open-minded man. I just want to know, because you guys are right behind us. And, we were like, oh, this is Krampus, and he's a Christmas monster. Marietta has a very large and extensive German history. There were a lot of German immigrants that helped, like, kind of settle there. And they also brought the tradition of Christmas monsters there. Of course, they weren't out and loud about it, but we explained that to him, and he thought it was very interesting because he had never like seen a Krampus in real life. He had never like talked about Christmas monsters, and he thought it was a very interesting play on blending Halloween and Christmas together. We just got off of the Halloween season and we're bleeding into Christmas, and that's a good way to kind of blend the two together. Mm-hmm. And so he was very respectful. He went back to his float, told his congregation, and they were like, oh, okay. But when I tell you, we had people like yelling at us, like as we're like walking with the sleigh, like fussing at us and everything. And then we had people like, oh my God, it's so cool. But yeah, we weren't allowed to be in the parade again after that.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, we had to make it to where people that wanted to see Krampus could come and see Krampus. Instead of just being like, oh, wow, this is a great family thing. What's that demon doing here? So people were like, some kids were scared, but then there were some kids that were like, hell yeah. Well, the kids probably weren't saying hell yeah, but they were very excited. They thought it was really cool. So we decided to just have Christmas with Krampus at the Anchorage Mansion, which we had been doing. I think there was one year we laid off, probably 2020 we laid off of it, and then we had Krampus at the Anchorage for like 3 years after that, and then we just did it on December 6th as well, so I got some pictures with Krampus then. And
for those that don't know, because there might be some people that are listening to this or watching this on YouTube that have absolutely no idea what Krampus even is, and so it dates back into Alpine folklore, and in fact it kind of started as a whisper, as a rumor. Parents used to tell their children that if they weren't good, that instead of not receiving presents from St. Nicholas, and this was like Austria, Germany, that area when I'm talking Alpine, that if they were bad, they wouldn't receive gifts from St. Nicholas, but if they were especially bad, that they would be punished by this creature, this fur-covered, and the demon thing really didn't come into play until later on, but it was a monster that would show up and punish the children, either hitting them with rakes, sticks, that sort of thing, mostly from birch trees was usually what he was seen carrying around, and if they were especially bad, then Krampus would kidnap the children, shove them into his basket, and then consume their flesh and eat them.
Yes.
And it was a way for the parents to instill fear in their children, because nothing says good parenting like behave or you're going to die. But it kind of evolved over the years in that particular part of the world and has spread all throughout, and it wasn't until a lot more of the traditional Christian beliefs and traditional Christians started to look into it, and they adopted more of like the demon with the horns type of and the long tongue and things, and it became a lot more demonic. But there's a very long-standing misconception about Krampus that it is rooted in pagan folklore, which is actually not true. It was created by Christians for the Christian holiday, but and in fact, actually, believe it or not to bring him up, but Adolf Hitler was a big part of that with the Nazi party. In fact, actually were some of the ones to more demonize Krampus by saying that it was rooted in, and they banned Krampus in Germany when the Nazi party was in power because they said it was rooted in pagan traditions. But really, he wasn't. Actually, Krampus was never rooted in pagan traditions. So it's actually always been a part of the Christian holiday of Christmas. So
didn't know any of that, and I won't retain any of that. But
But I think having Christmas monsters, though, is a really, like that pastor said, it's a really good way to blend the end of spooky season and like the start of the Christmas season. And they still do Krampus parades, and not just in Europe, but they just did one this past weekend in Pittsburgh. And there's a few others around the country. I think they do one in LA as well, where they have people that dress up like Krampus and Krampi and stuff like that, and different Christmas monsters as well. And they just kind of like have a parade of just terrorizing people. There's like fire and there's like this. It's so cool. It's so elaborate. It's like a freaking Rammstein music video or something.
yeah, actually, I have a couple of clips that I sent to Dave there if you want to pull that up and play it,
fun.
Dave. So.
let's give it a watch.
Some amazing costumes.
Yes. I love it so much. I hope everything's fireproof.
Right? And this is actually in the middle of the daytime. A lot of times you'll see these parades at night. But
Is that me?
Right? That's me on my way to the kitchen to get coffee.
Same.
Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee?
just some incredible craftsmanship going into some of these masks and costumes too, and that became a huge part of the tradition of the Krampus parades, is making the masks and the horns and the big fur costumes and everything.
Yep. And honestly, especially in those, in the colder months and like in colder regions as well, to have all that fur and stuff on and have the flames and the fire and stuff like that's perfect, because you're going to be warm while you're walking up and down the street.
Right. Yeah, true. It's hard for me to take that seriously. I just find it more amusing than anything, to be honest.
And you know what? And that's perfectly fine. It's supposed to be something that you're not like, oh, that's terrifying, or you're like, oh, this is so boring. It's supposed to be something that's not traditional, technically, and it's supposed to kind of spark a conversation or just spark your interest and be like, whoa, look at that.
I mean, I find it more funny. Like, I couldn't possibly see where that would rightfully like outrage somebody, but
yeah,
that's just my
You'd be
opinion.
surprised.
Yeah, yeah. Anything outside the norm and traditions is going to outrage. Everyone wants to hear about. Nowadays, at least in the area that we live in, they, if it's not the strict Christian interpretation of Christmas, they want the Santa Claus and the elves and the reindeer and the more happy-go-lucky. You throw in anything that could possibly be perceived as dark, and it becomes a little bit of an outrage. So,
but he did say that he had a nighttime one, which the ones at night look really, really cool. Like, It's even more, yeah.
All right, let's give this one a watch. This is the Krampus parade in Salzburg,
Austria.
yeah, this one they didn't have fire in this one, but they had the float and all of the minions. And some of these parades can really get out of control. I mean, you see some videos. I found some videos that I couldn't play, or we couldn't play because of the copywritten music. Because people on, social media always put copywritten music over it. But you'll have ones that actually will run into the crowd and pull people out of the crowd and start hitting them with the birch sticks and everything. And
Listen, I've seen some ones with Krampus where, because right now the girls are into like monsters and like the creepy like mass talk. I don't know if y'all are. If you know about mass talk, if you know about book talk as well, let me know in the comments. But like these girls be going to these like parades and they are just chomping at the bit, and some of them like get pulled over the like guardrail and like the Krampus like picks them up and just runs with them, and they're like, oh my god, yes. Like they are horny.
The Krampus or the girls?
the women.
Pick one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's they just love the idea of getting kidnapped by a monster. Apparently.
Yeah.
Would this be an appropriate time to show my own Krampus costume?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. This isn't an inappropriate time. I forgot about this. So I sent Dave this picture, and it's not a Krampus costume. What is the one thing that Dave always says to us whenever we have any topic in the past that is related to vampires? What does he say?
He doesn't know about vampires. He doesn't like vampires.
He doesn't like vampires.
Yeah.
Right? He hates vampires. He can't stand vampires. Well, this picture was sent to me about a month and a half ago by Polly Gear, Dave's mom.
Mama Polly. Oh
That
my.
is a young Dave dressed as Dracula. And for those of you that are listening and not watching, he has the full-on red collared cape. He has a lipstick on. He's got the fangs. He's got these eyebrows that are drawn on with makeup. And he's got, of course, the full white face paint makeup on as well, with the under eyes completely colored in with black makeup. But that is Dave as a child dressed as Dracula.
That is a beautiful jump scare, I must say.
I know you guys are jealous.
I am. I'm very jealous. Okay.
So there's a secret that I've never told you. The reason that I don't like vampires or talking about vampires, and the reason that I'm almost 40 and I look like I'm not almost 40, is because I am a vampire.
Oh, how did we not put that together, Viva?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we didn't see that.
Anna?
Wow. When did you turn?
What?
Exactly. We got him. Ladies
We
and
got
gentlemen, we got him.
No clue what they're talking about. But yeah, that's me as a vampire.
She asked you when you turned into a vampire.
Yeah, when did you turn?
Oh. When I was like 150.
Man, he lived to 150 before he became a vampire.
So he looked like this at 150?
Mm-hmm.
Cap. That's cap.
But do you want to show Viva's photos of her time with Krampus
Yes.
Yeah.
before we move on to the next monster and story?
Yeah. Like I said, here is a picture of me and Krampus. Like I said, we normally have a Krampus at the Anchorage. We do Christmas with Krampus, and this is our specific Krampus. He is a lovely gentleman who actually, his name is Luke, and he works at like haunted houses. He actually works at the Dent Schoolhouse. This is one of their scare actors. And we brought this idea to him about Krampus and stuff, and like I said, back in 2019, and he actually went and paid somebody like over $1,000 to make that from scratch, that mask.
Wow.
For him from like scratch. So it is so intricate and so like beautifully done and creepy. But it's so like hot, he says.
I would imagine so. It looks very, I mean, I don't know what a real Krampus looks like, but it looks very, very detailed.
Yeah, it's very detailed. He does like, he has like a whole like suit on, but the face is like obviously the main attraction of it all. I think I sent you a picture of him like in a doorway to kind of give you kind of the scope of.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so he has like all the bells and whistles and everything. He looks super
Literally.
menacing. Yeah, literally.
Literally bells and maybe some whistles on this.
Yeah, honestly. But like it's super menacing and so intimidating for some people. Some adults even are kind of scared of him when he has this on. And you'd be surprised there are a lot of kids that love to see him. There's, I think, at least 3 or 4 kids that have come every single year with their parents, and they're so excited to see Krampus, and they take pictures with Krampus. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's the funniest thing, but it's really, really cool.
And that's what it's all about, forming memories.
Yes.
And joy. And if your child finds joy in taking a photograph with a horrifying Christmas monster, who are you? Who is anyone to deny them of that?
Exactly.
Well, speaking of joy,
Speaking of joy.
Okay, let's get into it, girl.
so yeah, Viva, take us down this road. Tell us how this happened.
Yeah. So I'm no saint. Okay. Your girl was bad this year. Your girl was a little bad. So Krampus was like, I know you've been bad. And I was like, and you know it. And he said, I'm gonna put you over my knee. And I said, don't threaten me with a good time. So yeah, he sat down and he put me over his knee and got a quick spanking from Krampus.
Yeah, that's an example for those that are watching. An example of what happens to you if you're naughty is Krampus puts you over his knee in a lovely Victorian couch.
In a beautiful parlor room.
In a beautiful parlor
on
room.
some very fancy furniture, I must say.
This looks like a movie poster for something I probably wouldn't want to watch.
You know you want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, there is a movie, like a Krampus horror movie. It's like a Christmas movie about Krampus, and he comes in and he like, I heard it's really good. I've never actually gotten a chance to watch it, but I heard it's actually like a really like kind of like campy, cheesy, but really good Christmas horror movie.
I've not seen it either, but I have heard good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, guys, so if this photo that's up on the screen right now
God.
was the movie poster for a movie, what would the title of the movie be? Leave a comment down below what you think the title of this movie would be called. Get real creative. I want to see them.
And I must say, I know that this isn't a movie poster for anything that's going to be in theaters. It's going to be in one of those back alley theaters. Honestly. It's not PG-13. I can promise you that.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
But it'll be a good one.
Do we want to move on to the next monster, which we know I have much less knowledge about? This is one that Viva had brought up and talked about.
Yeah. I suck at saying her name. But it's Frau Perchta. Please don't come for me in the comments if I said that wrong.
Everybody drag her.
No, please don't drag me. But yeah, she's another Christmas monster, and she is kind of seen as two different things. Typically, which I also sent a video that gives a little bit more information. But typically, if you are kind-hearted and pure, you will see her as this beautiful maiden, you know, in the snow and like out in the woods or whatever. She's just like absolutely gorgeous. But if you are a horrible person, if you don't do your chores, if you don't clean up after yourself, and especially if you're a child, if you don't listen to your parents' rules and instructions and stuff, then she will like literally like gut you. Like she'll split you from like your stomach to your chest. She'll take out your innards and then stuff you full of like hay and trash and like poop and everything, and like make you like one of her minions or something. Yeah, she's a very interesting Christmas monster, and I think she is just like, in a way, she is a part of what Krampus represents, but she also kind of represents like cleanliness and like being prim and put together and proper and stuff. And then if you're not put together and proper, then she gonna come for you. She not gonna look put together and proper.
So she has like two personalities.
Yes.
Oh.
So she's like a beautiful maiden, and then when she comes for you in a bad way, she's like a hag.
Yes, she very much looks like a hag. And last year we did 2 Christmas monsters. We had Krampus and we had her, Frau Perchta. And I have a picture of her. We had her set up in the parlor room of the Anchorage. So she kind of also looks and represents what Krampus does. Typically, Christmas monsters are kind of cloaked in something warm and like, because obviously it's during the cold season, but very menacing and terrifying. So.
Someone on TikTok made a lovely video about this that Viva found that will explain better about what this Christmas monster actually is.
Yes, this is Alex. I shout out to her. She follows me on TikTok as well. She's like a really big like spooky influencer. She's great though, but she always makes like really informative videos, and I found this one about Frau because I cannot explain the lore of her. It's better than she can.
Okay, so is this her actual handle or is this like a
Yeah,
repost?
that's her handle.
Okay, so go check out the spooky stuff on TikTok. Let's watch.
If you think Krampus is scary, wait until you meet Frau Perchta, the Christmas witch. But she's not just creepy, she's downright terrifying. Frau Perchta hails from Eastern European and
Is that Lady Gaga and Marilyn Manson?
Stop. Wait, pause it. I can't deal with you.
Did you see them?
Wait, what did you mean like the split face?
Yeah, it looks like Lady Gaga and Marilyn Manson.
Oh my god, it does. Yo, shout out to them though, these two wonderful ladies.
Actually, it kind of looks like Longlegs.
Let me in now.
Let me in.
And it could be nice.
Let me in now, and it can be nice.
Oh my god. I still do the daddy thing at home. Daddy! Mommy! Mommy! Make me!
Daddy! Mommy! Make me!
Okay, sorry. Okay.
If you haven't seen Longlegs, go watch it. All
If
right.
you have seen it, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about if you watched it.
Yes. Let's just start this over. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
If you think Krampus is scary, wait until you meet Frau Perchta, the Christmas witch. But she's not just creepy, she's downright terrifying. Frau Perchta hails from Eastern European and Alpine lore. Sometimes she appears as a stunning young woman. Other times, she appears as a horrifying old crone. And one of her feet is a goose or a swan foot, which is proof of her shape-shifting powers. During the 12 days between Christmas and Epiphany, she roams the countryside. By the way, those 12 days between Christmas and Epiphany, yes, those are the 12 days of Christmas. Frau Perchta checks to see if the children have been naughty or nice, and she checks to see if the women have finished their spinning of flax by the 12th night. If they didn't follow her rules, or they didn't eat her traditional feast of fish and gruel, then they are in trouble. As punishment, she'll slit open their stomachs, yank out their insides, and stuff them with straw and garbage. Yep, she's like the Michael Myers of Christmas. It is also worth noting that much of the imagery of Frau Perchta has problematic origins, and it's tied to harmful cultural stereotypes. While her story is fascinating, it's important to approach her story with thoughtfulness and care. If you want to learn more about Frau Perchta, then check out my playlist, and you can also check out my blog for the full story. If you didn't know this story before, then the holidays just got a whole lot darker for you. Merry Creepmas!
Very cool.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah, very good description. Yeah,
I know. And I completely forgot about the goose foot.
Oh, yeah, the fact that she has a goose foot.
Yeah, I forgot about the goose foot. As soon as she said the goose foot, I was like, oh yeah.
That's so random to just have one goose foot.
Yeah, it's just to showcase the fact that she can change.
Oh,
she
yeah,
can
yeah.
shapeshift.
Oh, I thought it was because she was a silly goose.
Oh. Wah.
No, that didn't deserve a womp. That didn't deserve a womp.
I was thinking more
that
the
was
badunts.
yeah.
I don't even know if I have that
Just
one
hit them
anymore.
all. Just
There
there we go.
there we go.
That was a good one. She's a silly goose.
Silly goose.
But yeah, she is definitely very menacing. Strikes fear into people's hearts, and then the fact that you have to eat fish and gruel when she visits you.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, think of this. You haven't done your chores. You hear the wind pick up outside. The snow begins to blow across the eaves of the house. The door swings open. You're hiding under your bed, and that's when you hear it. Click. Flap. Click. Flap. Of her single goose foot hitting the cobblestone floor.
Oh, wait, that was a donkey, not a goose.
The single goose foot. They God. They do go flap.
All right.
That's the Frau.
That's her. So let us know down below. Do you guys think that Krampus or Frau Perchta is more creepy? Which one would you be more afraid of if you were told those stories when you were a kid and thought that one of them was coming in your house or something?
I mean, let's be fair. An old white man just breaking into people's houses and putting stuff around is creepy as well.
Yes.
You mean Santa, yeah.
Yeah, the description was perfect. Old white man. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Even though Krampus and Frau are terrifying in nature, just having somebody like just a B&E just breaking and entering, just girl, what are you doing here?
Eating your food.
That is a great segue into my next thing that I am very excited about sharing.
Ooh,
Ryan's riding a Segway into his next
section.
topic.
Into his next section.
Into my next section. There you go.
Shout out Seg.
I'm sure a majority of people think I'm a bit of a wanker.
We do a lot of interesting things in the holiday season, specifically Christmas traditions. And a lot of these Christmas traditions are a little bit ambiguous on how they got started, where they came from. Everyone knows about St. Nicholas, who was a real person, a saint in the church, and was said to give gifts and candy and sweets to the good children. But where did St. Nicholas take a turn with flying reindeer and sneaking into people's houses through the chimney and giving gifts and stockings over the fireplace? Where did all of these strange things come from? And that brings me to my next. I give to you the mushroom theory.
What?
So there is a mushroom.
Mushroom
It's one of the
theory.
most recognizable mushrooms in the world. It's called the Amanita muscaria, or the fly agaric mushroom.
Is that the like red top with the white speckles?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one you see.
Like
It's
Toad?
like Toad from Mario. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So that mushroom is believed to have a very strong influence into some of these Christmas traditions. This mushroom, believe it or not, was actually a huge spiritual influence on a tribe of people up near the North Pole in Siberia thousands of years ago. One of the things about the mushroom is it has a symbiotic relationship with carnivorous trees, so it will grow underneath of these carnivorous trees in these beautiful red and white spotted mushrooms. Now again, right there already, you start to get some parallels between the red mushrooms, the green fern or carnivorous trees, which of course the people in Siberia that were a part of these tribes, they really felt like these trees were, of course they were pagans, but they felt like it was a huge, had a very strong spiritual impact with these fir trees because they never lost their green when all the other trees lost their leaves, and so these trees were green year round. But these mushrooms back then starvation was really common, so foraging was really taken seriously. And these mushrooms, of course, you would have to test what was safe to eat, what wasn't. Well, the one thing they found about the Amanita muscaria mushroom was that when it was consumed, it did have toxic effects on the human body. People would get sick, but they'd also trip their balls off.
Sign me up. That'd be fun.
Strong hallucinogenic properties. So the tribes started to believe that eating the mushrooms helped them receive messages from the spirit world, and they had appointed these shaman who were to go out and find the mushrooms and pick the mushrooms, and the shaman started to wear very heavy robes that were, resembled the mushroom itself with red and white. And so what they would do is they would actually take these red and white mushrooms, pick them, and hang them from the branches of the trees to dry. And if it was wet and cold out, too cold for them to dry, what they would do is they would hang them in stockings over a fire.
I'm getting more correlations.
I know. My mind is blown.
Stockings and ornaments. Oh, my.
Right, stockings and ornaments. But they would also find them underneath of the trees, right? So there are the gifts underneath of the trees. So the shaman would frequently eat these mushrooms to have these spiritual experiences. And a lot of times one thing that they would do is, especially because reindeer would eat these mushrooms as well, reindeer were crazy about these mushrooms. They would go out and they would eat them, and they would eat these mushrooms, but also because they had toxic effects, some people would get too sick when they ate them. So the one way they could actually filter out the toxins is to have someone or something eat them and then drink their urine, because then they would still get the hallucinogenic properties of the mushroom without the toxic effects because it had been filtered through the human body. So a lot of people would run around drinking pee, and they would also, the shaman would like drink the reindeer pee and stuff to get these hallucinogenic effects to have their spiritual experiences. So then once they were dried, they would also deliver them to people around who they lived in yurts back then. And this is near the North Pole. It's snowy. A lot of times during the winter solstice celebration, when these mushrooms were used by almost everyone, they would have to be delivered to the yurts, but the yurts were snowed in, so they couldn't get in through the front door of the yurt. So what they would do is they would drop them down the smoke hole of the yurt. Which is believed that could be where the delivering presents down the chimney came from.
Interesting.
And of course, shaman going from yurt to yurt would use reindeer to pull their sleigh through these heavy, treacherous, snowy conditions. And they think maybe, just maybe, that as people started to experience the hallucinogenic properties of the Amanita muscaria mushroom, that they would hallucinate and see visions of these reindeer flying, and that's where the reindeer and sleigh flying came from.
That would make sense.
But these connections have more modern, there's modern clues that there is a connection between these hallucinogenic mushrooms and some of these Christmas traditions. And what you clicked on there, Dave, that is an actual Christmas card from the early 1900s.
This one?
Yes, where you can see the mushrooms, the Amanita muscaria mushrooms are featured front and center in that Christmas card.
It looks like there's little gnomes on top.
Right, and whether those are elves or what those are, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a early 1900s Christmas card. And then there's a few more early 1900s Christmas cards that I sent to you, Dave, that also have the mushroom featured very heavily. One of them, I believe there's actually a girl hanging the mushroom from a doorknob or a door handle.
Yeah, those kids looked like they were ready to party.
Yeah, there's one right there where it's like a little angel. It says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and she's delivering the mushrooms, and you can see them sitting on top of the mushroom.
She's got a basket of mushrooms there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say this one has a face and it's really creeping me out?
Yeah, definitely don't eat any trippy mushrooms and look at that card and just like, oh my God.
That's so interesting.
That is.
Could it be some of these traditions? Of course, there's the big points like Santa Claus and stuff. St. Nicholas is the inspiration for that. But how did Santa Claus get flying reindeer? How did Santa Claus get the reputation of coming down the chimney to deliver the presents? Where did all of these strange... Could it be that thousands of years ago, some of these early traditions in the pagan, specifically these tribes in Siberia, as they celebrated the winter solstice, could some of their winter solstice traditions have bled through into this character of Santa Claus and some of the Christmas traditions that we still do today, like decorating the Christmas tree with, most of the time, what color are the ornaments on Christmas trees?
Red.
Most of the time they're red. So hanging the mushrooms from the Christmas tree.
You see, and I find that, and like a lot of what the Christmas tradition is, also pulls from a lot of different belief systems and cultures and stuff from around the world. And the whole like Christmas is technically like a pagan celebration, and how, you know, you put the star on the tree, which nowadays, if you have a star or a pentagram, it's seen as something that's evil and demonic, but that's what it back in the day the church would have used. And a lot of European churches still have pentagrams in their churches because it's supposed to represent like the 4 elements plus the spirit. So that's what that's supposed to represent is that's why they put that star on the tree, because that's supposed to be like the one thing or the main thing that you're supposed to focus on in your faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pentagram only became like an evil thing like later on.
In the 1960s with
60s.
Anton LaVey. It was like the Leviathan Satanism, the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey featured the inverted pentagram prominently, and that's when it became associated with Satanism and evil, even though that's not really what Anton LaVey and Satanism was about. It was an agnostic or atheist religion. But anyway, that's a whole other side tangent. But yeah, that's when the inverted pentagram became evil. But yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah. So that right there, I went down a rabbit hole one night and I watched hours worth of videos about this mushroom and how it could be the inspiration for some of these early Christmas traditions and how that may have bled through from the pagan festival, specifically in Siberia, the pagan festival of the winter solstice bled through into our Christmas traditions today. So next time you're decorating your Christmas tree or you're hanging your stockings above the fireplace, just think, the stuff you're doing may have been influenced by people thousands of years ago drying out their mushrooms so that they could trip balls.
Yeah, so who would have thought?
Shout out to tripping balls, dog.
Yeah.
But back then, they thought it was a spiritual experience. They thought they were seeing the spirit
It
world.
is.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Even today's people believe that hallucinogenic substances are spiritual experiences.
They
so.
also use those. They use them all over the place, like hallucinogenics, and a lot of clergymen in Russia, if I'm not mistaken, would use hallucinogenics. Like Rasputin would have used it to kind of connect with God and get messages and stuff from him. He would just like trip out and be like, "Oh, God told me this," you know. So it's a culture, like many cultures around the world have used hallucinogenics to be able to talk to God or a higher being in some way, shape, or form. So
Yeah, it's a very demonized thing now. It seems to do that, and I'm not suggesting anyone go and do that, but like a lot of, as we're learning today, a lot of our major traditions have come from people tripping on shrooms. So like,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I didn't know any of that. So,
But I think that's enough of me yapping about mushrooms and how it influenced Christmas traditions. So let's get into your game, Dave.
yeah, so that's what I've got to contribute to the history of Christmas as a game.
oh my gosh.
I was totally ill prepared for this, even though I was like, hey, you guys want to film today? And Ryan was like, let's talk about Christmas stuff. And I was like,
You're like, all right.
this is my idea.
As you all know, we have the whiteboards, which we are going to be writing our answers on. And do we have to eat a jelly bean? If we get the answer wrong?
Yeah, so if we get the answer wrong, so here's how it's going to go. We're going to be playing this multiple choice Christmas game. We've got our whiteboards. We're going to write the answers down, what we think is the answer down on here. And like Ryan said, if we get the answer wrong, we have to eat one of these nasty jelly beans, or it could be a good jelly bean.
Could be.
Now,
hope so.
these have been opened. They might be stale. We filmed a couple of months ago an episode that never made it to air where we ate these. So they could be a whole new element of mold or something to
Mold?
these. So
It's like this tastes like dead fish and mold.
Are you creating your own, like,
they don't smell very good.
oh gosh.
So this is going to be fun. All right, first question. In which year was the first Christmas card sent?
Ooh, I think I know this one.
All right, I've got my answer.
Got mine.
3, 2, 1. I went 1843.
I went 1843, and I have a specific reason why I went 1843.
I went 1943.
Let's see what the answer is really quick. 1843.
Oh gosh.
So I had a bit. So when I was doing research for the podcast, I was watching a video on Krampus.
You cheated.
And well, it just so happens that this they mentioned this in the video. They talked about how when Christmas cards first became a thing that people sent to one another, and they said in the mid 1800s people started sending Krampus cards, and they became wildly popular. So they just happened to mention it in the Krampus informational video I was watching. So
I just wanted to be known. The reason why I went with 1943 was because of the Great Depression.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Yeah, and like everybody was sad and like poor, so like people could just like make Christmas cards if need be and just
Yeah.
send them to each other and stuff. So that's what I was going for.
and I'm sure they did that.
Now,
All right, you want your jelly bean?
see if you can.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god!
What'd you get, Viva? What'd you get?
Oh bitch!
You either got pomegranate or old bandage.
Oh, that's old Band-Aid.
Oh, ew.
Oh, that tastes like rubber and like old.
All right, next question. Which ocean can Christmas Island be found in?
Oh, gosh.
You've got the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, or the Atlantic Ocean. I didn't know there was a Christmas Island.
Me neither. So this is going to be
Yeah,
a straight up guess.
I could probably write better if I took my cap off.
Probably. So which Christmas? There's a Christmas Island. That's so strange. I did not even know.
Ready?
I'm ready.
3,
No.
2, 1. Pacific?
I put Indian.
I put AO.
So you put. So we have
Atlantic.
all three of us guessed a different one. So who is right?
Who's right?
My rationale for that was that the Indian Ocean was closer to like the Middle East, and that's where a lot of the religions came from.
Oh.
That's true.
But that does not mean anything.
I picked mine because I feel like there's a lot of little islands in that direction.
That's why I went with Pacific Ocean, same reason.
Okay, well.
And the answer is the Indian Ocean.
Oh, no! I don't like this game.
Oh, I'm going to get some applause for that one.
Oh, God.
All right, Viva, I'm giving you the same color as me.
Oh, I thought you were giving me the same colors before. Wait. Hey,
We're
I'm
losing
sorry.
stuff. All right,
I
here
got
we go.
I got it. What is that?
Oh, liver and onions.
What did you get?
Same as him.
That is foul.
Oh, my God. I'm not eating that.
All right, let's do one more, and then we'll move on to viewer voicemails, and then there was something else we had to do that I can't remember. That was it. Yeah, we're going to move on from this to viewer voicemail, so maybe we'll do 2 more.
2 more questions?
Oh, God. I don't know if I could do 2 more if they taste like that continuously.
You wouldn't have to eat the jelly bean if y'all would get the questions.
You know what? You shut the hell up over there. Okay? You mind your damn business.
In which country did Christmas caroling originate? Estonia, Germany, Austria, or Poland?
I'm fucked, you guys.
3, 2,
Wait.
She's still writing.
Okay.
1. Austria?
I put Estonia.
I put Austria.
Oh.
I put Estonia just because I feel like the Estonian people are just very musically gifted.
Shut up. You don't know no damn Estonian. Name one damn Estonian. You hush. You ain't been through the trenches like me.
I don't know. I don't know any individual Estonian. I was just talking collectively as a people.
Shout out to Estonia.
And the answer is
Please.
Austria.
Oh, yes. Oh.
The only reason I guessed that is because one of those Krampus videos you said was filmed in Austria.
I put too much faith in the Estonian people. What are my options here?
What was it? Solid yellow?
It's like yellow with a red speckle.
Either top banana, whatever that means, and wet dog.
Okay.
He's too calm about this.
He is.
That's neither of those.
Oh.
Dave.
That's definitely vomit.
Oh. So yeah, it was either barf or peach. Am I colorblind?
Ladies and gentlemen, this breaking news. Dave may be colorblind.
All right, one more. All right, by when should Christmas decorations come down according to UK traditions? January 1st, December 31st, January 5th, January 6th.
All right, everybody from the UK, sound off in the comments and let us know.
We're sorry in advance.
Write down the answer before we do.
We have absolutely no idea what the true answer of this is because we're not from the UK. And I don't know anyone from the UK, but I'm just going to take a wild stab at it here.
Literally,
Hopefully
2
one day
of our
we'll
best
get
friends are from the UK.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I've never asked them this question. I've never been like, hey, Allison Cagg, according to your United Kingdom roots, your British roots, when am I supposed to take down my Christmas decorations?
Everybody locked in?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. January 5th.
January 1st.
December 31st, because in my rationale, you got to get ready for the new year. So you have to take down your Christmas decorations by the 31st so that then you can put up your Happy New Year decorations.
See, in my rationale, I'm using his word, I figured, okay, you ring in the new year with like the Christmas joy and stuff. And then once that day comes, you start like, okay, we started out really excited and happy and joyful, and now we can continue on with the year.
Oh. My rationale is that I went with that because it's Miranda's birthday. That's my only rationale.
That's a good rationale. I mean, really, you both are on the train with Taylor Swift because she's going to leave the Christmas lights up until January.
And the answer is January 5th.
Are you serious?
My,
Come through Miranda.
I know. Shout out Miranda.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's hope I get a good. I hope I don't get vomit again.
Are we
That was
getting
pretty
the same
foul.
color, or are we getting two different colors?
Same colors, unless you want different ones.
This is like a light pink one with red and blue speckle.
So you've got either Tutti Frutti
Okay.
or Stinky Socks.
I hate it here.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
No.
I got Tutti Frutti.
Ryan's like, I got stinky socks. Mm.
Oh, my mouth. Oh my god.
Which one was the worst? That one? She shook.
I need a drink.
Do you not have anything left?
No, I chugged it because of the stink bug one.
Well, good thing we're almost done. We have a couple of voicemails that we're going to go through here really quick.
And for those of you that don't know, you can call and leave us voicemails.
You can.
And the phone number for that is...
He does this to me every time, y'all.
I thought by now you would have learned what it was.
No.
So basically, you just have to keep your voicemails under 90 seconds because we want to have time for everyone to tell their story, ask their question, whatever it is. And we'll play it live here on the podcast. By leaving a voicemail, you are giving your consent to have it used on the podcast. So do not give out any information, any that you do not want to share. Don't give out your phone number. Don't give out your address. Don't give out your social security number. Don't tell us your credit card numbers. Don't tell us the location of your buried treasure.
Or do the last one. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we'll take buried treasure.
Also, I just want you guys to know, everything over here smells like stinky sock. My
If
mouth.
you would have just swallowed it, you wouldn't have that problem.
No. I could not.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that one. That probably was the worst one.
I'm traumatized.
So, the very first voicemail that we have on this episode is coming from none other than Erica Peterson.
Erica!
So,
Thank you so much. Longtime follower of the Paranormal Quest channel.
Yeah.
Huge supporter. Thank you, Erica. And we'll listen to your story or your voicemail now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And we are going to go ahead and listen to that right now.
Hi guys, it's Erica Peterson. How are you doing? I left this voicemail like last time, but it never got played. So I'm going to try again. Okay, so...
Immediately dragged through the mud.
Listen, Erica, you're keeping us on our toes, okay? We appreciate you calling us out.
We do.
I was young. My mom passed away. And I guess I have to credit her for me getting into the paranormal because one night I was in bed and I was wide awake. The lights were off and I was facing the wall to the left of me and I looked up and I saw what looked like a picture of my mom, almost like an oil painting vision of her, if that makes sense. And her hand was stretched out and it went up the wall and disappeared through the ceiling. And it was very comforting. I was not afraid at all. So yeah, ever since then I've been just really interested in finding out about like the paranormal, I guess. And so that was when I was 10 years old. And so, yeah, that's really my only time I'm pretty sure I saw a spirit. People say that it could be, just my imagination, but I really do think it was my mom. So anyway, Thanks, and I love you guys. Bye.
Love you too, Erica.
Thank you for sending that in. That is, that would be very strange to experience that in the middle of the night as you're trying to sleep. You roll over, turn over, open your eyes, and you see that. That would be very strange. I'm not sure that I would have reacted so calmly, but I mean, if you felt like it was your mother's presence, then I'm sure it wasn't terrifying to you.
Right.
Yeah. And I was going to say, as some of you know, I just last year lost my brother, and I obviously deal with the paranormal on a constant basis, deal with spirits and stuff like that. Once I got over the grieving portion of that, I kind of like said out loud to him, but like just to the air, basically, of like, don't show up in my house. You better not be standing at the foot of my bed. Don't show up in my house. Don't be standing behind me like, boo. You better not do it, because I'll slap a ghost. So I figure out how to do it. You know, my niece has seen him, felt him, and heard him and stuff. And excuse me. And my youngest has even seen him in the house, and like will make reference to like, oh, uncle, you know. And I'm like, you better tell him to get up out my house unless he's paying bills. So he usually like runs over to where he sees him, like, Mommy said get out the house. And I don't play them games. I don't care if you family. I don't play them games. So yeah, it is very comforting to know that they are still have the ability to come and like visit you from the other side, you know, just to kind of pop in and check in and stuff. It's very comforting, but I can also see how it is terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, like you had said, Erica, people had said that it was your imagination. Don't let anyone tell you if you saw her and you were confident in what you saw, don't let anyone tell you it was your imagination. You know, if it brings you peace and, you know, it's good for you to know that she's watching over you, because some people don't have that, you know, they don't want someone watching over them. But if it brings you peace to know that she's watching over you, you know, that was probably what she was trying to convey to you, that she's still there watching over you and to probably behave. So
yeah.
See, and that's why I don't want somebody being like, oh, I'm still here, I'm watching you poop. No, get up out my damn house. No, I see you when I see you, goddamn. Shit.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, thank you, Erica, so much for sending that over. And if you have any more stories that you would like to share, feel free to send them in. And I will put the phone number on the screen now so you guys can find that and share your stories with us.
I was going to say, you didn't actually like say what the phone number was, Dave.
Yeah, I can't remember it. And I also can't currently find it, but I will find it and I will put it on the screen and everybody will know what the phone number is, I promise. Okay, so our next and last voicemail and the final part of the episode here is from Regina. So let's see what Regina has to say.
Hi, this is Regina. So I have kind of a short story about when my grandfather passed away. His children were cleaning out his house. Now, my papaw, he was a beer drinker. He had a cabinet full of beer cans. Now, they swear up and down they threw all the cans out into the garbage and walked out to clean other things in the house. And when they went back, all the cans appeared again in this cupboard, which they thought was really strange. Of course, every single one of them was like, who did that, who did that? But we always thought that was very strange, and it's still talked about to this day in our family. I just thought that was interesting. Thank you.
That is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's right. He was sending a message. Don't you touch my beer cans.
Mm-hmm.
Leave my shit alone.
And I hope that you guys, like, with knowing that story, that at, like, special occasions or family functions or, like, holiday season, especially now, like, during Christmas and everything, like, you guys put out a beer just for him. You know, you got to pour him a nice cold one around those times, just so he knows he's welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. That could be a new fun tradition to start.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really, really interesting story. He really wanted his stuff to stay exactly where he wanted it to stay. So, hopefully you guys learned your lesson.
Yeah, I hope you don't be throwing them out no more.
Right.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Regina, for sending that in. That was a very nice story. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Regina.
And that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. The very our very first Christmas episode.
Yeah.
That's right.
It took us long enough to get here, huh?
I know.
I
We
know.
talked all about when we first started Coffee and Scream in 2024. We were like, we're going to do like Christmas and Halloween episodes and all sorts of cool stuff. And here we are, almost 2026. We got our first Christmas episode under our belt.
Yes. Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. Yeah, for real. It's been a long time coming getting this episode up, you guys, and we're so sorry that it just hasn't worked out until now. There was a lot of technical issues that came up and a lot of OCD things that came up and perfectionism that got in the way and all of that fun stuff.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Here we
made it.
are.
So, yeah, we want to start off or end the episode, of course, by making sure we tell you all that we hope you have the happiest of holidays, whatever you celebrate. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever part of the world you're listening from, whatever you celebrate this winter or summer, depending on what part of the world you're in.
Or if you don't celebrate.
Or if you don't celebrate anything. We hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about things that people do celebrate and weird traditions and things. So we want to make sure that you know that we wish you all the happiness and joy in the world, and that we hope that this time of year finds you warm, cozy, hopefully with some warm beverage in your hand.
And we will see you in the next episode of Coffee and Screaming. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And thank you for supporting. Go and check out our vlog channel. Go and find Viva. Go find Ryan. Go find myself on all of our social medias. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Everything smells like stinky socks over here by me.
On God.
On God.
Goodbye.